Hello friends, and thank you for joining Next Gen Health's Energy Nuggets. I'm Dr. Mitch, and in this video, we're going to break down global coherence and the global heartbeat. First, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow our Facebook and Instagram. By now, you should all be well versed with appreciating coherence, the effects it has on your health, and how your emotions and heart rhythms impact others. We've already discussed the implications of using coherence in the corporate world and healthcare. Today, we'll go a step further by looking at the global implications of coherence. To reiterate, it has been a long-held belief that humans only have 5 senses: taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing. The fact is, we have many more senses, and one of which is your heart. We know that the heart detects energetic vibrations and has the potential to resonate with another person's heart. This is good news if the other person is coherent, but unfortunately, the reverse is true as well. Your heart is susceptible to others' incoherent rhythms. When you bring people together and have them flex their mental muscles and induce coherence, we know that others in that environment will be affected. Research shows the greater the coherent group size, the greater the coherent energetic field created, which in turn has greater effect on others. We have the technology to measure our group coherence. HeartMath, the organization we touched on earlier that is the global leader in heart coherence research and has developed portable biofeedback heart sensors, have started an exciting initiative called the Global Coherence Initiative. This project examines the energy fields created by people connecting through their Global Coherence app and measure the effects of coherence on the global unified field. The global field is measured by extremely sensitive magnetometers that are located around the world and are measuring the Earth's magnetic field. The Global Coherence app also measures your personal coherence level, your average coherence among all group members, and the global coherence level. As you or your group induces coherence, you're feeding the global field your energy, which is measurable. The big question is this: does this have any meaningful effect on the world, or is this all just fun but useless facts? First off, I'm not here to waste your time or to feed you bullshit or useless information. I'm here because we are on the brink of a new global paradigm. That said, let's look at this fascinating research.
In the summer of 1996, a global meditation group conducted a social science experiment in Washington, D.C. to test the theory of the Maharishi Effect. The group hypothesized that by coming together in D.C. for a period of 2 months to meditate on the intention of love and appreciation for the community of Washington, crime rate would decline. In fact, using a mathematical equation that took into account the area's population with the intention of reducing crime by 20%, they required 4,000 people to come together to mentally flex. At the time, the police chief claimed the group was crazy and that they'd require 20 inches of snowfall over the months of June and July when the experiment was being conducted to drop crime by 20%. If you look at the chart, you can see that over an 8-week period, the total number of people, as shown by the dark green line rising from left to right, reaches almost 4,000. The percent change in crimes, homicides, rapes, and assaults, represented by the orange line, which decreases from left to right, decreased by 23% by the end of the 8-week study. What is not illustrated in this chart is that when participants slowly started to return home to their native countries, crime slowly rebounded back to baseline values. The police chief was astonished. In fact, it took 3 years to publish the research in a peer-reviewed journal because the results were shocking, and the scientific community had a difficult time accepting the result. The paper was published with a strong recommendation that repeat studies must be conducted to assess whether the results are replicable. Since then, the Maharishi Effect has been replicated and published in at least 30 additional studies. The results are crystal clear. We can identify social and behavioral changes in populations with group coherence. This is not so much an enigma or one-off phenomena. This is research-based evidence that coherence and energy, as Einstein so rightly said, is the future of medicine, individually but also collectively. This shift in perspective allows humanities to expand their definition of who and what we are as individuals and as a collective. We are energetic beings, and consciousness, emotion, and focused intention plays a significant role in the health and well-being of ourselves and each other.
Okay, so these results have been around for more than 20 years. Don't you think it is time that we begin harnessing this power? Isn't it time we explore how we can make significant changes to our communities, schools and hospitals, our homes, by employing these practices? This is exactly why our energy nuggets are so fascinating. We are on the precipice of an evolutionary leap forward, and it's time we begin thinking in terms that are aligned with the reality of our nature. It is time we begin discussing energy. We have the technology and tools to study the heart, measure coherence, measure group coherence, and even measure the global coherent field. This perspective of feeling part of something bigger than oneself is essential to our health and is at the heart of the spiritual sciences and the biopsychosocial model of care. This is why I advocate for a conscious healthcare model, a model that leverages new perspectives and delivers strategies for self-care, which bleeds into and supports patient care and community health. With your medicinal model lenses on, you can begin to truly appreciate the continuum that we are all part of. We are all connected. With a conscious healthcare model, we can radically shift and open new possibilities and options for healing. Remember, energy is a tool, and in the field of radiology, energy helps us non-invasively slice the human body like loaves of bread. We fly through blood vessels and dive into the deepest crevices of the body, all without a scalpel. Energy is powerful, and I want to show you how to tune in and tap into it. You don't need to listen to me or critics. It's time for you to tune in and feel it. It's time we plug into ourselves and connect with each other. This is our evolution. Anyone that cares for this planet understands that the political procrastination of tomorrow is now our today. They see old political systems failing. They understand that economic and social justices are extremely one-sided and lean towards the privileged. Anyone who knows this will find these facts crucial to our continued existence. Conscious healthcare treats you as a beautiful and unique being, as well as your community, locally and globally. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, part of a whole that we are all interdependent on. This interplay between the one and the whole, as complex as it may seem, becomes simplified when you're looking at it through eyes of interconnectedness. Disease comes from loss of connection, isolation, stress, and fear of either perceived or actual scarcity. The dog-eat-dog mantra of our current socioeconomic environment does not work anymore. Like an old shoe, it just doesn't fit. It's time that we begin to break free and shed our old paradigms. One of the advantages of being a conscious, sentient being is that with knowledge, you can change patterns of thinking. You can adapt and change. Even if it takes serious effort, trust me, we can and will pivot our global trajectory. There is a new narrative redefining how we understand disease, healing, and how we can learn, heal, and grow together. This narrative redefines the power we each possess, not only in our own health, but how we affect others. The idea that we each have very little power for creating change is just not true. It's a fallacy. The fact is, we each have exceptional opportunities to create big change in our world. So now I will leave you with the big question, the why. Why does my brain waves, or perhaps better put, my heart waves, affect you at a subconscious level and in return affects your behavior? Understanding the why is a super nugget in this series. Make no mistake, once you see the why, you will never see the world the same way again. We'll expand on this in our next video, Conscious and Coherent Global Citizens. Thanks again for watching today's video, and again, if you like what you heard, if it resonates with you and you vibe with the message, please hit those like and subscribe buttons and be sure to share this video with others.